Hello everyone, my name is Ian McDaries and welcome to Magic the Gathering Beta Booster and Starter Deck Opening Series. Today we're going to be opening a Beta Booster Pack and a Beta Starter Deck, and then at the end of each video we are going to be showing some of the graded cards that each of them hold. A little background on Beta: it is the second set ever released for the Magic the Gathering trading card game, and it includes such cards as the Power 9, Winter Orb, Dual Lands, and Sol Ring. Just many powerful and very rare cards that are coveted by Magic the Gathering players and collectors. Joining me today I have Adam and Todd, who are going to be going through and opening the packs and showing you guys all the cards that we get.
Oh, great. Thanks very much, Ian. So here's the booster we're going to be opening today. This is a beta booster from 1993. You have a little difficulty in distinguishing alpha from beta because they look identical from the outside, and I'm going to let Adam here explain how you tell that difference.
Right. So most collectors know that alpha and beta, they have different shaped corners. Alpha has much more rounded, so you can basically take a light from your phone and shine through the pack. Are you able?
Showing the light on the, there you go.
So you can see that the shape of the corners and tell what type of pack it is. Right? So, there you go.
Great, awesome. Well, hey, let's get right to it. Here we go. Now, we've oriented the cards here so they're down more toward the bottom. You can use a pair of scissors to cut across the top. This is in the interest of preserving quality. So here we go, a pair of golden shears from Beckett. And here we go. Try not to tremble too much on cutting. Oh, I don't think we need that piece. Here we go. Yeah. Excellent. So pull these out. The rare should be at the bottom. There's the... Move that. All right, and here we go. So, out of the pack here, we've got a little printing error. Put that down here for focus. And this is the first common coming out of the pack.
No, that's the rare.
That's the rare, excuse me?
Yes, that's
all
the
right,
rare.
Thank you. So we got printing errors there, so we're going to flip it.
On the rare.
Yeah. All right, so the first one I've ever... Hey, an island. We scored an island.
All right, so, in beta there were basic lands on common, uncommon, and rare sheets. So it's very common to see lands distributed all throughout the different types of rarities. And so Frozen Shade is the first common.
Is that the same mountain? That's the same mountain.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you need land to play, so...
All right, we got a Crawl Worm. Pretty big beater back in the day, right? This card still sees play in sideboards, right? Blue Elemental Blast.
Disintegrate. No regeneration. More land, some swamp. Want a creature to pump, you've got Howl.
Forest. Nice Christopher Rush card.
Phantasmal Terrain.
Right.
Oh, hey, Counterspell.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so here's our first uncommon.
So this card is a pop 2 for 9.5. You'll see that it's pretty off-centered, left to right. Usually alpha cards have more printing problems, and centering problems, but for beta that are low pop, they're mostly centering issues, and you can see that this is definitely off. Then we have a Kelton Warlord. This is at 9.5, it's a pop 3, I believe. So also a low pop uncommon, so pretty nice. And then we have a Black Orb, which is a pop 1 in 9.5. So all low pop cards, so hopefully we get a pretty nicely graded one. And then the rare.
For the rare, we have
Dark Pact. Right?
And I think this is also a low pop card.
Right, it's a pop 2 for beta 9.5. And you can probably see the reason, we were just talking about it earlier, was that it has a little circle at the very top that's a printing dot. And usually something like this, at least from my experience, that would make the surface grayed out at a 9 most of the time.
It depends on the intensity and the size of the dot.
Right, and depends on how perfect
And the
surface
location.
is
Yeah.
for the rest of the card as well. So maybe if the card is absolutely perfect, it might come out at 9.5 on surface, but most of the time I see it as a 9. So.
Yeah, great. Yeah, we got some awesome draws there. We didn't pull any power in that, but we got some low population and high quality, and that matters.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so we'll go through the grading a little bit later.
awesome, great.
All right, and we're back with our beta booster pack grades, and I'm gonna let Adam take it away on going over all the cards.
Okay, so graded 15 cards. I think about 9 of them came back 8.5, and 4 were 9s, and then 2 were 9.5. This is probably a little lower than what I expected, but I'll talk about why in a little bit. So we're not gonna look at all the cards, but we'll take a look at a few of them. So this one, Phantasmal Terrain, got graded 8.5 overall, and you can look at the subgrades on the back. Okay. So some of you Magic players, you may not realize what's going on here. This is not actually cased. So this is a service that Beckett offers called Raw Card Review. It's generally offered at shows, and it's about $10 per card, and if you submit more, it goes down to $6 per card, and you have to pay 5 extra for the subs. So they usually just give you the final grade. Now, this is an attractive option because some people don't want to mail their cards, so if there's a show near you, you can go and just get your cards graded, right? And Beckett will honor these grades, and then if you want to get them in and get them cased in the Beckett cases, then you can do that as well. Okay, so you can see here that this card got 7.5 edges, and that's why it has the 8.5 overall grade. And I think that's kind of the reason is because this was a loose beta booster, so maybe it wasn't stored properly and the edges got dinged up, and several of the cards in this deck or in this pack came out this way. Right? Okay. Okay, and then here's an island. You can see that it's shifted pretty far over to the right, and on the back you can see that it only received an 8 centering, yet all the other grades are pretty nice. Okay, I'm going to skip straight to the rare. Let's see, we'll talk about the counterspell. So this is a card that sees a lot of it has bad centering most of the time, and this one received 8.5 centering, which is okay, but you can see that the edges received an 8, probably again because of the storage. Okay. Okay, here's the rare, the Dark Pact. Actually, if you look at this card, at first glance, the centering looks pretty good, and I thought the centering maybe would get a 9, but then it came back an 8. So I looked at it again. The reason is because this card is a little bit slanted, so they call it diamond cutting, and that'll usually, depending on how bad the diamond cutting is, it'll probably knock it off 0.5 to 1 full point. Okay. And then you guys remember, you can't see it anymore because it's covered, but this card had that little print circle on the back, and I thought it would probably get a 9. It ended up getting an 8.5, so a little harsher than I expected, but that's how it goes sometimes. All right, and then let's see. Here are the 3. Let's see. Well, here's one of the low pop. This is a pop 1 at 9.5, and it's just getting a 9. Here's another one, Kelton Warlord. This is a pop 3 at 9.5, only got a 9. And then our 2 9.5s, a Frozen Shade. Take a look at the subs. So again, edges being the lowest. And then lastly, a Mountain, and corners being the lowest on this one. Okay, so that's all with the pack. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over a group of cards just to show collectors. One of my friends lent me a set of beta duels, and I'm kind of going to talk about them. And they're all BGS 9.5 or higher, And I'll talk about why some of them are difficult to grade in 9.5 and some of them are actually not very difficult. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start with is Tundra. So in this set, this is actually, before we get started, this is the highest graded set of beta duels in the world. I think the set GPA is something like 9.77. Okay. So this is a Tundra. There's actually only one Tundra that has all 9.5 subs or better. So of course it's not in this collection. However, I don't actually know the reason why, because it seems like if you look through the pop, a lot of them do have 9 subs on every single I mean, like, there's plenty of 9.5s for each sub, but I think it could be just because blue and white was extremely popular in the 90s, so this card saw a lot of play. Okay, so here's a volcanic island. This one has 10 subgrades, so it's a very nice card. I think there are 2 9.5s that have all 9.5 subs or better, and then there's a 10. This one I consider to be pretty high quality. You can see that the main problem with this card is that it's a bit off-centered from left to right. So this is usually the problem with Volcanic Island. Most Volcanic Islands that I've seen get 8 or 8.5 centering, so a 9 is actually quite nice. Here's another one. This one has all 9.5 subs, and you can see the centering is quite a bit better on this card. And you know, Magic players debate which ones they want. Some people like balanced subs, all 9.5 subgrades, whereas some Magic players would prefer 10 corners, just because Magic players tend to like edges and corners better. So it's your decision on which one you would prefer to collect. Okay, here we go. This is a Badlands, just for 9.5 subgrades. I don't think there's anything particularly difficult about this card. Plateau. We have a 3 9.5s and a 10 on edges, so nothing that jumps out that's difficult either. Savannah. We have 2 9.5s and 2 10 subs, and also not difficult to grade in 9.5. Okay, and then here we have a Bayou, which has 10 edges and corners. I'm definitely a fan of high edges and corners grade, being a Magic player, so it's a very nice card. All right, and then we get to the first 10 here is a Scrubland. So also, I don't think it's extremely hard to grade in 9.5, but it's a pop 2 for BGS 10. And the other one is quad 10 we showed in another video, but this one is still quite nice. Okay, we have a Taiga. This one is signed, JSA authenticated for a 10 autograph, and we'll take a look at the subs. It has 10 or 9.5 on edges. And we have a Tropical Island, 9.5 centering, and then 10 on everything else. And then lastly, of course, the most expensive duel. We have a Beta Underground Sea, that's BGS 10, 9.5 centering. And actually, most people don't know this about Beta Underground Seas, and if you look in the population report, there are very few. I think there are only 8 Beta Underground Seas that have ever received a 10 on centering. And the reason is because a lot of them are kind of very, very slightly diamond cut. And so they'll measure 50-50 left to right from the center, but then it'll be slightly off at the top and the bottom, and then they'll only get a 9.5. And so you have to really have attention to detail to be able to see that. Okay, that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this.